Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is your author Mark back again for another interesting discussion. This morning, I was watching Varney and Company and Mornings with Maria Bartiromo on Fox Business Network. And on both of those shows, there was a very interesting gentleman. His name is Gordon Chang. He brought up some very interesting points. He said, for one thing, that China in reality does not want us to know what's going on in their country. And the second thing that he was talking about was that China does not care about the rules that govern business practices. They don't care. Chinese people don't care about fair business practices and all those other things. Now here's my take on this particular deal. Now, the thing is, let's be brutally honest and ask ourselves: can America be saved from Chinese domination? Yes, it can. But what it would take to do this is we would have to do the same things that we would have to do it like we did the Manhattan Project. Basically, our education system has to be reformed because let's begin with our education system, like I said. And our education system has to be reformed because if we cannot compete with the Chinese students in schools and in the education department, then we don't have a chance because the Chinese people are beating us in technology. They are already introducing the robot technology. They're making some big progress in medical technology and other things. So yes, we in order for us to actually save ourselves from the Chinese domination, in my opinion, we have to strictly reform our education systems. Second thing, we do need to, in my opinion, yes, our president Donald J. Trump has gotten very strict on the immigration policy, and by the way, he's doing a very good job, in my opinion, in enforcing our immigration rules. However, what we have to really do is, in my opinion, eliminate all visas from China. Now, here's why we have to do that. Because once you get the Chinese students in our country and you give them our knowledge and you let them use our knowledge base, then basically they're gonna because they're gonna understand our technology and how our system works. So I mean, are the exchange students good for our country? Yes. However, in order for our country to survive, we also have to reform our foreign exchange students, so we don't so we keep the secrets of our technology to ourselves, and not basically basically become what do you call become dependent on the other things. Now, the other thing that I really want to discuss is that yes, we have to tighten the exchange students from, and I'm not just picking on the Chinese. In my opinion, we would have to re-examine the exchange students programs from our high schools and colleges, because I am not picking on the Chinese here, but I'm saying we would have to eliminate at this stage all exchange student programs. From through our universities, through our colleges and universities and high schools. Now, that argument that if people trade security for liberty, they deserve neither. I agree with it, but I do agree with it. However, but what we have to realize is that we have to, like our President Donald Trump said, we have to put our country first. So there's two things that we have now. Like I said, we can win this battle against China, but we have to reform our education system so that our American students become more comparative. They are able to compete in the world today. So we have to upgrade our education system, to reform the student exchange programs in our country, so that our kids can compete, and we don't sell our technologies to the enemies of America. 3, what we have to do is really cut back on B3B visas. Look, the thing is, I understand also this side of the equation, that a lot of those employers, like the restaurant employers, computer employers, they might say, oh, we don't have enough engineers, that we have to import our engineers from other countries because blah 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 blah. But what I am talking about here, ladies and gentlemen, is I am talking about the American people's and the American nation survival. So in order for us to actually survive, and even President Trump made a great slogan called "Make America Great Again," and by the way, I do agree with it. However, I do agree with it, and I do support that slogan, "Make America Great Again." But and also, what we have to, like I said, what we have to really do is also eliminate the B3B visas. That's your computer people, your doctor people. Okay, let me give you an example. A friend of mine graduated from medical school. Okay, and she is having trouble. She had some trouble in the beginning to find work. Now, because the reason is because we are, and what gets me the most is that we are importing the specialist doctors from other countries. And a lot of people are saying that our kids don't want to go to medical school. They don't want to study the hard sciences and all that. Now, and I kind of understand their argument why they don't want to do that, because if we have B3B visas, if we're going to start if we're going to bring in the computer people, the medical people, all that stuff. So I kind of understand those kids' arguments. Why should I study for it if I'm not going to be able to get the job in the field? So like I said, can America be saved again? Yes, it can. But like I said, we have to reform our education system. We have to reform the foreign exchange students programs. We have to, and we have to truly restrict B3B visas for foreign workers in computer technology, medical field, and all that stuff. That some people may not like this, but in my opinion, President Trump is right when he said that we have to put America first, and we have to put our country first, and we have to do everything in our power for us to be successful. And he was totally right about that. But in order to do that, we would have to, in my opinion, radically change our immigration policy, change our foreign exchange students policies, and all those other things. But is it going to happen? I'm not so sure at this point. Would it be a good idea if it happened? Yes, because as myself, although yes, I have a disability, I'm for all those things. Reforming the foreign exchange student program, reforming the B3B visas, and I'm also, as a disabled individual, I am also for reforming. That's right, reforming the Americans with Disabilities Act. So in that case, we the American people, even people with disabilities, can be part of this making the America great again, make America great again, thing. So I'm going to say goodbye for now, and I will see you in my next video.